All right, guys, welcome to another live stream. Welcome to another live stream. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. All right. So it looks like the crypto market has held its gains over the weekend. If we go back to Saturday and Sunday, it looks like the crypto market pumped up pretty nicely, especially AI coins. And BTC is around that 68 to 69 mark, and it held up pretty good today. Now I know the equities markets. If we take a look really quickly, the equities markets are down, and again, this has to do with the. A lot of people are talking about the oil and the Strait of Hormuz. That basically, that passage that accounts for 10%. I think it's 10% or 20% of the oil transactions. So due to the Iran and Israel conflict in the U.S., not oil is not allowed to pass through there in order to get sales. Now, as far as how high oil spiked, it spiked to 100 to 120. And if you remember, I think before this whole war fiasco and the stuff with Iran, I think it was around 60 to 70 bucks. Then it shot up to $90 a barrel, and now it's 100 to 120 overnight. So I think this is why the market is tanking Monday. But crypto looks like it held up pretty nicely. So I know there's a lot of people saying we're going to fall to 30, 40,000 for BTC, which is a possibility. But in my opinion, if we haven't fallen to that price target yet, and we had all this stuff with Iran, we're going to need a big negative catalyst to sink the market. If it hasn't reached those levels yet, with all this negative news, I think what we're really seeing is how BTC was supposed to act when we have all this uncertainty. That was the whole purpose of the creation of BTC. When we have these uncertainties, these wars, and just these events that you don't know what to do, you can go to an asset that's capped at 21 million, and you're protected during this time. Now, I'm not saying it's not moving at all, but it is keeping a range, right? So, and right now it's at 68,976. And altcoins are doing really well. I mean, some of them, like I said, a lot of the altcoins in the AI space are holding up really nicely. And in Ethereum's over 2,000, so we're hitting a really nice range. I think that altcoins are oversold. We've basically been in a downtrend. Now, we did have some altcoins perform well last year, but for the majority of the altcoins, they've basically been on a downtrend since the last 2 years. So it looks like a lot more liquidity is trickling into the crypto market. And again, we saw a big price spike in in gold and silver, and we're seeing those two assets taper off. And I believe a lot of that liquidity is moving into things like crypto. That's just my opinion. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so let's go over this recap. So geopolitics drove the entire market. The biggest driver today was geopolitical risk in the Middle East. Again, like we mentioned, oil spiked above 100 to $120 overnight on fears of escalation. Later in the day, comments suggest the conflict may end soon, triggered a relief rally. Yeah, the president, the administration is saying on X that they think that the war is going to end soon. Who knows, right? Because it takes two to agree. But I don't think one side can just say, okay, we're going to end it, because they could continue doing stuff, which will trigger reactions on our side, right? As oil fell back, stocks and crypto rebounded sharply. Market takeaway, market swung between war panic and peace rally. Stocks, intraday action, U.S. equities opened sharply lower. And again, that's just with the tensions, the spike in oil. That's why equities kind of suffered today. Then recovered by the closing on easing war fears. Yeah, that message like, okay, we're gonna end the war soon. We're gonna end the, I don't even know if you can call it a war, but basically gonna end this soon. Let me check my mic. Let me check my mic to make sure my mic is working. Thank goodness my internet looks a lot. It feels a lot cleaner today. We're gonna end it. I don't even know if you can call it's not as choppy. Looks a lot cleaner today. End this soon. Let me check my mic. Let me check. All right, my mic looks like it's working good. All right. Okay, sentiment. Fear and greed index dropped into fear territory, showing investors remain cautious. What traders watch? Energy stocks up during oil spike. Defense stocks bid early in the day. Growth tech volatile with rates. Yeah, anything with growth, risk on assets, very volatile. Again, crypto held up pretty nicely, which is the next section. Crypto was surprisingly resilient relative to stocks. Like I said, Bitcoin 67 to 69,000. Currently, it's at 68,000. Ethereum's above 2,000, but it's right lower. You know that low 2,000 area. Solana 83, and it says XRP, which is $1.35. I really don't care for XRP. Important points: Bitcoin fell from 73 to 66 earlier this week, then bounced 3 to 5%. Yeah, so this is what people are waiting for. We are in March. We're getting to the end of Q1 of 2026. We're now moving into Q2, and we're going to see which side of so we have the camp where they believe we're going to follow the 4-year cycle and we're in a bear market and we're going to go as low as 30 to 40K. We have that camp for crypto on X, and then we have the camp where they believe we're going to go into a super cycle, and in Q2 we're really going to see things ramp up with potentially more interest rate cuts, and then the new Fed chair taking office. I believe it's May or June. So we have those things to look out for. Oh, come on, we were running so good. Okay. I think we're good now. Yeah, so we have those things, interest rate cuts, the new Fed chair taking office, and then liquidity injections, and then also the Clarity Act. So there's really a lot of positive catalysts coming up that can make the case for a super cycle. So we're really going to see in Q2 which side of the spectrum is going to be correct, right? Some people think we're going to continue bear market, and then some people think we're going to go into this super cycle, and BTC will end the year at 150 to 160 or maybe even higher. So we'll see. It's very exciting because you always see these. It was just like last year, which was hilarious. Like people were predicting a parabolic move at the end of the year, and which I thought too, right? But the thing with people on Twitter, like the crypto gurus and the people that have channels, they were really pushing it almost every video, like, oh, we're gonna go parabolic, I'm gonna sell. That didn't happen, and now a lot of them have turned bearish, or just they kind of just switch their stance up, and then they forget about everything they said in previous videos. So it is going to be interesting to see how this plays out, and which side is really going to get proven wrong. I honestly think we're going into a super cycle. I don't think we go into a bear market and everything falls a lot more. The landscape, in my opinion, is a lot different than previous years. The fact that we broke the BTC all-time highs before the halving this year was one of the things, and then remember, we didn't get that parabolic move. So one would say, because typically we get this 75 to 84% drawdown after BTC goes parabolic. But if we didn't get that parabolic move, what justifies an 80% plus drop? We already had a 52, 53. What says that 60K, what if 60K was the bottom, and now we're making that next leg up? So, oops. Man, we were doing so good. We were doing so good. Uh, We were doing so good. Okay, I think I'm back. Yeah, so what if 60K was the bottom and we basically, we go up from there? So we got to see what happens and see how things play out. But yeah, I think we'll find that out in Q2. All right, that's pretty much it for the update. Not much, just again, kind of the same stuff with Iran and Israel and the US, and then we just need to wait to see how that plays out into the markets. Okay, so let's play a few games of chess and I'll be done. Maybe 2 games. And hopefully this thing doesn't get choppy. I knew he was going to do that. Yes. Get that quick W. Quick W. All right, that was a quick win. Hmm. See, let's see. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I can't take that either. That was good. Um, that was good. All right, I'm going to have to push. I'm going to have to push. Wow. All right, I think. All right, hold on. Why is this? Don't freeze. Don't freeze. All right, I think I'm good. All right. I think I got this. I do that. Wow. Got that checkmate. I was like, I had to take a step back. I was like, I know I got this person right here. It just felt, the position just felt too good, even though I was down a piece. I was like, I got this. This is easy. All right, so 2-0. Can I get to 1370 is the question. I think I can. I think I will. And hopefully this live stream is not freezing up because that's what it was happening yesterday. Hopefully when I move, I'll have better Wi-Fi, better reception. I'm going to make sure to not get a really high floor. Even though I like living on high floors, it just the Wi-Fi just sucks. Like even I'm doing an Ethernet cable and even that's not good enough, which is crazy. Should I let him take or should I take? You know what? I'm going to just castle. I'm not even going to worry about that right now. All right. Here. Perfect. I feel pretty good. If I take that, what can he do? Hold on. I don't want to take that. All right, let's see what this. All right. Take this. Free pawn, I believe. You're gonna take my queen? Yep. Do this. I'm good on the time. Okay, I did not like that. You know what? I'm just gonna do that. Boom, and do this. Maneuver. Do this. That. Let's do that. Let's do this. Ugh. Double pawn me. Yep. I did not want that. But I'm doing pretty good on the time. Do that. Let's do this. I'm good on the time. Time, there's no problem. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go right there. Darn it. Oh, that was a blunder. Why didn't I see that? Wow, he blundered. My goodness, he blundered. Wow, moving so fast. That's crazy. Wow. And he let me win it. That's crazy. He blundered like that. Like he literally had the whole game. He just needed to relax. That was crazy. Let me go back. Review. All right, that was 3 games. I won all 3. I started at 1340 and now I'm at 1375. So, okay, let's just go to the end. Like, let's skip to the end. Literally. Literally let me grab this pawn, which is crazy. Like, all he had to do was, like, move his queen there. I mean, his king right there. And that would have won the game immediately. Because then he could have just kept eating up my pawns. But he was just, I don't know, I think he panicked or something. And then I took the pawn. And then I moved over. And then just grabbed that. Made way for mine. And I thought what he was gonna do was when he did that, and I did this, I thought he was gonna go like this, but then I would have just went here, and then he would have had to go here, and then moving this over, and then he could have got the checkmate somehow. And I wonder if this stalemates it. Boom, and then that's checkmate. All right, I don't know what he did. He just ended up giving up the game. All right, guys. So that's pretty much it. We have the stuff again. The oil prices going up because of the Strait of Hormuz stuff. The confrontations going on with Iran, Israel, and the U.S. I don't even know if it's a war, but they're calling it a war. And yeah, we just gotta wait and see. We gotta let this roll over. I think the Q2 is going to be very bullish. We have a lot of good catalysts coming up. So just need to be patient. And yeah, we'll see. But that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.